Today I'm going to show you how to do this smoke overlay transition that I did in my original edit. It's actually very simple, but I feel like a lot of people don't incorporate the smokes well into their scenes. So I'm just going to show you how to do that in this video so that you can have a super smooth smoke transition. So first what you're going to want to do is have both of your clips remapped. I have both right here. And you're going to want to make your smoke transition on this cut right here. But before that, we actually want to extend our second clip over our first so that we can do a fractal noise reveal under our smoke transition. So just extend it. I already have it set up to where I can just extend it like this. And make sure you remap it to where your clip is still moving initially. It's not going to be super noticeable, but I think it does help just in case your fractal reveal is a little too long or too short. The next step is we're going to make a fractal noise. So just create a solid and add fractal noise onto it. And you can follow my settings if you want, it's your choice. You could keep this with basic soft linear. I think this does look very smoke-like already, but I'm actually going to use turbulent smooth with spline. Now you're going to up your contrast a little bit. I'm going to put it up to like 400 or so, and then decrease your brightness. And now you're going to scale it in. I'm going to put it around like 400 or like 420 right here. And then all you're going to do is just animate this with this evolution. You can keep it a constant movement, it doesn't really matter, just so that there's some form of movement. Now you're just going to up the complexity so we start getting these sharp like little lines. And now all you're going to want to do is just keyframe your brightness to where it starts all the way at pitch black and then scales all the way up to where it's pure white. Now you're going to F9 these. And you're going to make sure your graph hits right here where the clip actually transitions. Now you're going to have to mess with your graph. I wouldn't make your graph go all the way to the end of your clip. We're just going to start off with it right here to see how the reveal is. But I do think that reveal is a little too slow around these points, so I'm gonna bring this graph in a bit, and then I'm just gonna redo it to where the peak is on that point again. This. Something like that's a lot better. And now we're gonna turn this off, and we're gonna attach this to our top clip. Now all you're gonna do is just lumimat it to the fractal noise, and we should have something like this. Now you will notice that it starts going black here, which might like upset you, but all you can do is just freeze on last frame on this clip below, and now it should just stay the color it's supposed to be the entire time. So now we can actually implement our smoke transition. For that, I'm going to be using the AE Juice Pack Manager. It comes with a bunch of super good assets that you can get online, and you can just use this whenever you need, and it's super easy to use. Just a simple drag and drop. And we're going to be using this smoke overlay right here. All you have to do is just double click it and it'll automatically start downloading the folder for you. And now we have our overlay that we're going to be using implemented into our scene. Now if you do want a discount on AE Juice, there's a huge sale going on. You can just use the link in my description for it. But let's get back to the video. Now all we actually have to do is fit our smoke to the scene. We're going to do that via scaling and the remap. So we're going to go right where the clip transitions, which is going to be right here. And we're going to scale this up a bunch so that it covers up majority of the scene. Now all we have to do is remap it. So we're going to come here to this end. We're going to do Ctrl-Alt-T. We're going to want the smoke to be coming in almost fully at this point. And then we're going to come to this point right here, and we're going to make sure that it's not coming in at all. And then we're going to go to the end of this, and we're going to remap it to where it goes away almost fully. Now you can turn on optical blend, and you can keyframe both of these. I'm just going to do a simple graph like this. Now we have our smoke overlay going over the scene. But now you may be thinking, this doesn't really look as good as what you had. And that's mainly because we don't have any displacement along with our smoke to actually affect the back of the clips like smoke usually would. So what we're going to do is we're going to put an adjustment layer right here, and we are going to pre-comp our smoke overlay. Now we can put this back on screen, and we can, on this adjustment layer, put Displacement Pro or Displacement Map, whichever one that you have. And now we can see that it's affecting the clip in the background. Now that we have our displacement, we're just going to put this to like a decent amount. I'm going to put it to like 11. And now it's all a matter of making the scene look more fitting. So for example, I am going to put the complexity of this a little bit down. I do feel like it's too noticeable. I don't want it to be. I want it to be more focused on the smoke. And along with that, I'm also going to change the evolution to where it's not really here as much as it is on the left side, because the left side is where the transition is happening as much. So we want it to be affecting the left side more. Just scale that in a bit more and move it more to the right until we get like less of it over here. Now that I've done that, you can see that the smoke kind of hits him and it looks like he's almost getting dispersed away, which fits a lot more for the scene. Okay, so now after tweaking it a little bit, this looks a lot better in my opinion. But you can make it blend even more. If you decrease the gamma of the clip, you'll notice that the smoke pops out a lot more, which helps it feel a lot more prevalent. So now this is basically the end of it, but you can make it blend a lot better. It's all just preference and stuff like that. Like for example, I like putting posterize on top of my smoke and putting it to like 16 or so to give it more of like an animated or like cartoonish effect. If you don't like how that looks, you can obviously use a bunch of different effects. You could also do a bit of a tint on the transition of the smoke to make the smoke more apparent. I'll give you an example of how to do that really quickly. Just something like this to where it starts tinting more into a gray tone as the smoke goes over, just to help the smoke feel more apparent. That's pretty much it for this video. I hope this helps, and if it did, please make sure to like and subscribe. I will be dropping more tutorials in the future. I do have 2 that I need to get done editing soon, that being a shake and a remap tutorial that I hope you guys will like. Also be sure to check out all my socials and check out the links in my bios for both AE Juice and my pack. I really appreciate it, guys, and I hope you guys have a great day.